That's probably better. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Going to give everybody a minute to get in here. Welcome, everybody, to another Max webinar. Happy to see everybody in here today. Thank you for joining us. First, I'd like to apologize for last week. I know we had this scheduled and had to cancel it last minute. I came down with a sudden illness, and I apologize for that. But we're back, and I appreciate you all coming back for this. I'm gonna make sure that it was worth the wait. So thank you for joining us today. Welcome to the first May webinar. I'm Austin. It's a pleasure to be bringing this content back to you. Thank you for being here with me today. I'm excited to be bringing these back to you. I'm going to do my best to try and bring that same high energy and useful information that you're used to getting out of these. So first, of course, we have a few housekeeping things to get through here. We have the Skype IDs for all of our AMs. If you're watching this live or on YouTube, take a moment, grab a few of these. You can pause or come back later whenever you need them. If you have any questions about anything, you're always welcome to ping any of us on Skype. We're always happy to help you. We'll do anything we can to try and answer all of your questions as quickly as possible. Please reach out to us at any time. Don't hesitate, and we'll do everything we can to help you out. We'd love to see you guys succeed. So grab as many of these as you like, reach out to any of us at any point, and we'll do everything we can to help you out with that. Oh, let's get this going. Third, if you'd like to keep up with us and stay up to date with everything going on over here at MaxWeb, please scan this QR code. It's going to bring you to a link tree that will take you to all of our socials, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, everything. Follow, subscribe, whatever you got to do on whatever platform. We have all kinds of cool things going on this year. We've got tons of contests, giveaways. We're going to be sending some of you guys to a private island. If you didn't know about that, it's because you're not following. You can't know what's going on if you're not following us, and you're going to want to know what's going on. So like, subscribe, ring the notification bell so you always know when we drop a new video. Make sure you're following us on all of our other socials, and you'll always be able to join us on webinars like this one. So finally, without any further ado, let's get into today's topic. AI is absolutely making waves all across the globe. ChatGPT in particular, we've been getting tons of questions, comments from you guys asking if this is something you should be using. Is it worth all of the hassle? All kinds of stuff. We're going to get into that today. So we're going to make sure you get those questions answered. Stick around with us because we're going to be giving out a lot of really valuable information today. So what is ChatGPT, and should you be using it? AI, artificial intelligence, has reached a record level of utilization lately. Everything from text, videos, audio, photographs, web design, everything is being done by bots now. But utilizing these AI tools the right way can be really tricky, especially if you're brand new to this type of tech or new to this type of industry as a whole. So we're going to start from the very beginning and try to cover some basics, give you some tips on how you can use this in your campaigns. For starters, ChatGPT is a machine learning model that uses natural language processing, or NLP, to generate these really authentic human-like texts for you with prompts that you provide for it. Utilizing this can be a little bit tricky, but it's going to recognize your patterns because this is built on these really massive data sets of text that were provided by the engineers. So it can understand the pattern of the language that you're using and respond in a similar way to try and answer the questions that you're using. It's by far the most advanced model of its kind ever. This was developed by the OpenAI Foundation with Elon Musk in part as one of the founders. And this company developed the GPT-3 model, which then became the GPT 3.5. And now the newest is GPT-4. That's the plus version of ChatGPT. This NLP model is going to try and answer every question that you have, but unlike other models in the past, it has such a far greater depth of understanding that it's actually going to be able to provide information that's useful. It can follow conversations over a longer period of time, and it can recognize key talking points so that it can talk to you almost like it's the smartest person that's ever lived. It can analyze all your data. It can generate reports and graphs for you. It can edit content, even videos now with the newer versions. It can maximize your SEO, and it can do so much more. So if you're doing any type of SEO content or video editing, this one is going to be for you for sure. This significant advance in technology did come with a lot of use cases that were never possible before now. So things like blog posts or like long academic texts complete with references are now just a few clicks away rather than hours of research and development and editing, which is really incredible. As with anything else, AI is going to have some limitations, but the more you use the bot, the more you're going to be aware of what those limitations are. So I'm going to give you a few big ones to start off. The first of all being old data. ChatGPT utilizes knowledge of the world and the web that ends around 2021. So any event that happened after that is something other than what this app is going to know about. It's going to try to give you a guess in some cases about how things might be, but that's just going to be a guess. It'll never be nothing more. If you're looking for up-to-date data about things or current events, then this is not something that you should rely on. You can see in this example, it'll even tell you that its cutoff date is September 2021. So it even is aware that it doesn't know about the current events, which is kind of like a mixed bag of creepy and cool, but it's something to keep in mind because sometimes it won't tell you and it will just try to guess, which you'll see right here. Things that sound correct but aren't is another problem that you might run into when using this bot. The language model really does its best to answer every single question that you provide it. So in most cases, it's going to do a really great job, but every now and again, it's going to provide something that sounds really convincing, but is just factually incorrect. So you really have to make sure that you're reviewing, proofreading, editing everything that this thing gives you. You can see in these examples, none of these people played in Coachella last year, and this tennis tournament over here didn't even happen. But it still gives these really in-depth and elaborate explanations of these events that would be believable if you didn't know any better. So you really need to check it and make sure that everything you're getting from this bot, you proofread and you double check, make sure that it's real and that it's factual, because just because it sounds right doesn't mean that it will be. Everything needs to be verified by human eyes. Another issue that you're inevitably going to face will be some occasional errors. This is a bot. There can be some factual inaccuracies in long form content, like we talked about. There can be some repeating phrases in like in the meantime, after the fact, or in reference to, when writing like longer articles or blogs, it may reuse those phrases a lot, like to the point where it reads excessively. If you use it to write a code, there may be security vulnerabilities in what that code is. You ask it to solve a math problem, there is a chance that it's just gonna give you the wrong answer. It's an incredible tool, but it is not infallible. It's still technology. And as we know, technology can be buggy, it can falter. So like I said, everything needs to be double checked. There may even be instances where you prompt the bot in a way that is too complicated for the language model to understand, or there may be an accidental contradiction somewhere in what you've said, so it can't provide an answer for you. So in those instances, you may want to try rewriting your prompt in a different way, or rewording certain phrases to help ChatGPT understand exactly what you want from it. Because if you've maybe accidentally contradicted yourself somewhere, or you've said something that is a little bit long-winded and it takes it too long to try and understand, it will just say, can't generate response right now, or something like that. So go into your prompt, try to reword it, rephrase a couple of things, make sure you're as clear as possible. And sometimes you can also just click regenerate response, and it's that easy. So be aware of those types of things when you're going in. And finally, detection of AI content. This is a big one. As chatbots evolve, so are going to be the AI detection tools. So there are already a few apps that are publicly available and can detect AI written content with a very good degree of confidence. Google has even more advanced AI systems that can analyze content and give it an AI rating. So that means that content that is deemed as being AI generated is often pushed lower in the search results, just compared to human written content, based on the fact that it's AI generated. This detection is still kind of spotty, and it also depends on how much of the content is AI generated. But that's becoming more and more common. So a great rule of thumb is that you should use these bots as a helping tool, but not as a basis for all of your content, just completely generated. Because if you are just having ChatGPT push out blog articles, copy, paste, post, then the algorithm is naturally going to push you to the bottom, and no one's going to see your ads, no one's going to see your content, just based off the fact that it's AI generated. So use it as a tool, use it as an editing tool, use it as an idea generation, but make sure that you're not just copy pasting everything that it gives you, or else it's going to hurt you in the long run. Tips for prompting. My first tip for prompting ChatGPT is do not be vague. Be as specific as possible with your request. Computers don't do anything that they're not told to do. They can't. They don't know how to logic. They don't know how to do any of that. So sometimes what you don't want it to give you is just as important as what you are looking for, because this, like I said, it's a bot. It's not going to logic or reason the way that you would. So if you say, give me a recipe for blueberry pie, it's not going to know that you don't like to use butter. So you need to tell it butterless recipe, something like that. Like, you have to give it everything that you want it to give you, or it will not know. And you'll find yourself going back in and having to rewrite prompts a lot. So try to be as specific as possible, as much context as you can. And that's the next one, is phrasing and context. You can see here in these examples, write an ad copy for weight loss supplement. That's going to give you some generic garbage that you're going to spend way more time editing than you ever would have if you had just started writing it from the beginning on yourself. This other example, write an ad copy for weight loss supplement that uses ancient Japanese medicine to help burn stubborn fat and help you lose weight fast. You can read the rest of it. It's very long. It's detailed. It gives a lot of information. It gives a little bit of the buyer profile as well. And it tells what tone you should be writing in. Tone that sounds urgent and engaging to get a buyer's attention. Those types of things are going to be very important when you're prompting this. Excuse me. If you ask it a question at first and it doesn't give you the right response, or it might be because your prompt is a little wonky. Try reprompting. I can't stress that enough. It will take some time to get used to the way to prompt it, but it's worth it. I promise you. All the AI information that you want and don't want is important. I can't stress that enough. Please remember that. And do you understand? Whenever I'm setting up a prompt for a ChatGPT, I really end up using this phrase so much. Typically, it's when I'm trying to give it a lot of information at a time, but I don't want it to respond right away. That's one thing that I had an issue with when I first started using this was I didn't understand that every time you prompt it, it's going to try to generate a response unless you tell it not to. So if you try to give it, it can only accept I think it's a little over 5,000 characters at a time. So if you're trying to give it very long form content, it's going to take a couple of entries. But if you just give it like the first third of an academic paper and then press enter with nothing else, it's just going to try and assume it knows what you're trying to ask it and generate a response about it or analyze whatever you've given it. But if you give it the first third of that article and then at the end you say, I'm going to give you more information. Do you understand? It will say, yes, I understand, and it will wait. And then once you've given it all of the data that you want it to analyze, you can say something like, now analyze all recent data or analyze data from the last 3 prompts or whatever window and time frame you're looking for. And it will focus in on that and do what you wanted it to do from the beginning, but as a whole instead of 3 parts and making you kind of do it in extra steps. So this do you understand at the end of the prompt, whenever you're trying to give it a lot of information or a longer form prompt, that's going to be super helpful. It's going to save you a lot of frustration. And finally, be flexible is my last tip. Oh, wait, whoa. I'm sorry, everybody. There we go. Be flexible is my last tip. If you're looking for ChatGPT to just spit out the absolutely perfect response every single time that you prompt it, you're going to spend a lot of time being disappointed and frustrated. You're going to spend tons of hours already trying to figure out how to do this correctly. But it is going to be something that you're going to have to learn how to adapt to, because often it will not give you exactly what you're looking for, but it will give you a phenomenal foundation for an article, for a blog post, for whatever, and just a few edits, rewrite a few sentences, and it's good to go. But it will very rarely give you exactly what you're looking for. And even if it did, you'd have to rewrite it anyway because of the AI algorithm detection. So be flexible with what it gives you. Be willing to do a little bit of editing, and try not to get too frustrated because it's not giving you everything. Like I said, this is a learning curve. It's going to take some time to figure out, but figuring it out is very worth it. What can ChatGPT help you with? Lots of things. The first being content creation. This thing, almost full cycle, can do every single thing. It can generate ideas for you with just a simple prompt. YouTube ideas for chocolate cake. Literally just that. It gives you 10 options for recipes, for prank ideas. Like it's very wild. Well, it's a very wide range of the type of things that it can help you with. It can edit your content. You can put it in, a blog article into ChatGPT and say, edit this for grammar mistakes, mark the grammar mistakes, and it'll point out where your grammar mistakes are. And then you can decide if that's something that you want to edit or if that's just like a quirky style thing for you. You reimagine your old content, give it an old article, say, rewrite this to sound more modern using these keywords, and it will do that. Language style guidance, like we were talking about. This is something that you can just almost wholly rely on to help you through the entire cycle of content creation, start to finish, and it will save you hours. It's amazing. keyword research. It can either generate keywords for you, which is amazing, or you can give it a more refined touch. I know a lot of you have the keyword finder websites and stuff where you can find the trendiest keywords and those types of things. You could go to one of those websites, copy paste the keywords that you're looking for, put them into ChatGPT and say, write a blog article using these keywords and this many, it needs to be this many words and about this topic. And it will do that. It'll pick the keywords that it thinks are going to be the best for your buyer profile. You can give it, you can actually give it your buyer profile, which is the next one, the personalization. You can provide all of your buyer profile data, your age ranges, all of that you keep for you. You can provide all of that to ChatGPT, and you can say, I need to personalize this article. Give it the article you're writing. I need to personalize this article for this audience, and it will rewrite the entire thing so that entire article sounds like it's written for the person that you're targeting. This thing's going to save you guys so much time. Competitor trend and analysis, again, all of your trend data, all of your competitor data that you keep, those graphs those charts that you spend hours staring at trying to figure out, just put them in ChatGPT and ask it questions. What are my competitors doing that I'm not doing? What is the next trend seem like it's going to be? It will analyze those charts, those datas. It will tell you. It's way better than just staring at your screen and reading sheets all day. It's phenomenal tool, for real. It's going to save you guys so much time, I think. Again, just remember to use that. Do you understand? Because I know those sheets, you guys have so much data, like hours and hours of graphs and charts that you have. So make sure that you remember to do you understand at the end of your prompt so that it doesn't get started before you want it to. And I promise it's going to be phenomenal for you guys. So as you can hopefully tell at this point, ChatGPT is an incredibly powerful and useful tool for affiliate marketers and really any business owner looking to scale and grow and make sure they're putting up the best content and ads possible for their audience. It is crucial for you to remember that to make sure that you're prompting this bot correctly if you want relevant responses. Give it enough context and make sure you phrase everything in a way the language model can comprehend. This is going to take some getting used to. And if you haven't already, I highly recommend just making an account and spending some time with the bot. Just ask it some questions, play around with it, see what does it know? How does it respond? What doesn't it know? What do you need to do to manipulate the bot to answer you how you need it to? That is definitely, like I said, a learning curve, but like anything else, you're going to want to get a feel for it before you try to use it in a professional setting. But I promise you, once you get the hang of this thing, it's literally going to save you hours of work. You're still going to have to proofread. You're still going to have to edit and fact check any of the content that ChatGPT gives you. But honestly, you should be doing that anyway, especially if ChatGPT generates something for you, because you don't want to get hurt by that AI detection that Google has, that some of these other apps are putting out. That's going to be detrimental in the long run. So do try to proofread, fact check. You don't want to sound wrong. You don't want to sound mixed up or unprofessional. And you definitely don't want to get that bumped down just because the algorithm thinks that a bot wrote it for you. So change a few things, mix it up. Don't rely on it too much, but it is a useful tool. And finally, I know that some of you guys are watching this and you're thinking this sounds so much more complicated and so much less useful than just writing and doing things the way that I'm doing, and ChatGPT can't give it the touch that I can, and that is totally cool, and you're fine to do that. But I'm telling you that AI is not going anywhere. It's here and it's staying. It's only going to get more powerful. It's only going to become more complicated to use. And so the earlier that you get a feel for how this works, the better off you're going to be long run. You're going to be miles ahead of your competitors. You're going to have a leg up on the entire market, and you're going to be better set in the future when more and more people are relying on more and more powerful AI tools to generate their content. We're already seeing other AI tools become very popular. Midjourney is a phenomenal photo generator, an AI photo tool generator that you can access through Discord. Lumen 5, phenomenal AI video editor that you can access through their website. These things are becoming more and more popular. They're becoming more and more powerful and more useful. So the earlier you get in on this, and the earlier you get a feel for it and you can get adjusted and adapt, the better off you're going to be long term. I promise you that. So what I want you guys to do is I want you to go sign up for a ChatGPT account, play around with it for a few hours, and then use ChatGPT to run a campaign for one of these offers full cycle. These offers have been hot on the platform recently anyway, so they're already really good offers to run. But more importantly, all of these offers have really phenomenal email swipes and other resources that you can use as prompts for ChatGPT. So you can take some of those email swipes, some of these other creatives, and you can say, generate an article this long that is similar to this and uses the same information, point out these keywords, things like that. Generate subject lines from the list that they have, alternate subject lines that you can do. There's all kinds of options. I can't wait to see what you guys are able to come up with, and I can't wait to hear about how you decide to let ChatGPT help you out in your campaigns throughout the future. And we're going to end on a quote, Pablo Picasso: "Action is the foundational key to all success." Remember that as you're going through the week, that the only thing standing between you and success is getting started. All right, everyone, that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed our talk. I hope that you'll join us for the next one. Allison is going to be talking to you guys about Rev content and some new features coming over there. So you're definitely going to want to join us for that. Make sure you follow us on all of our other socials as well. Reach out to any of our AMs on Skype if you have any questions about ChatGPT or joining our family over here at MaxWeb. We'd love to have you guys if you're not already. If you like this video, you found it helpful, make sure that you like it. Make sure you subscribe, ring the bell so you know whenever we drop new videos. I will see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much for joining us today.